All right, it's that time of year again. Time to talk. No, not about Valentine's Day, but the State of the Union address. That's right, the yearly speech given by the President of the United States to a joint session of Congress and to the American people. Hey everybody, Damon Roberts here. Glad you're in. I want to remind you this video is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow, mypillow.com/LFS6B. Use our code LFS6B at checkout for 10 to 60% off, and check out MyPillow 2.0, brand new pillows, temperature regulating technology available right now, and it's buy one, get one free with our code LFS6B. Buy one, get one free at checkout. That's right, it's the State of the Union time, the tradition of the State of the Union address. Well, it dates back to George Washington, who delivered the first one in 1790. Now, since then, the State of the Union has become an integral part of American political culture, serving as a platform for presidents to present their legislative agenda, discuss national security, and address the American people on a range of important issues. We think about great State of the Union moments. President Ronald Reagan, 1987, State of the Union address in which he called for an end to the arms race with the Soviet Union and proposed the Strategic Defense Initiative. President George W. Bush's 2002 State of the Union address, in which he identified Iran, Iraq, and North Korea as the axis of evil. President Donald Trump in 2018, his State of the Union address, in which he highlighted the importance of immigration reform and called for a border wall to be built. These moments have had a lasting impact on American politics and policy and are remembered as defining moments in each president's term. Over the years, the State of the Union address has evolved in both content and in form. Early State of the Union addresses were brief, informal affairs, with presidents delivering them in person to a joint session of Congress. Then, in the mid-19th century, presidents began to submit written State of the Union messages instead of giving them in person. This practice continued until Woodrow Wilson, who revived the tradition of delivering the address in person in 1913. Since then, the State of the Union has grown in importance and has become a major event in American politics. Presidents use the State of the Union address to outline their legislative priorities and to lay out their vision for the future of the country. The State of the Union has also become an opportunity for presidents to demonstrate their leadership skills and to show their support for key policies and initiatives. But what happens when you, the American people, think that the government and the president is more of the problem than the solution heading into a State of the Union? And that's exactly what we have now. See, as we head into this State of the Union address, more Americans name the government as the nation's top problem. In Gallup's latest poll, 21% of you name the government as the nation's top problem, more than any other issue. That's more than inflation, more than unchecked illegal immigration, more than violent crime, more than wokeness, more than anything. You say big government is the problem. That's right, big government. This system of which government has significant control over the economy, social policies, and seemingly nowadays every single pocket of our lives. And of course, that's why it often fails at delivering any benefit that it tries to promise. First of all, as we all know, big government is always inefficient and ineffective. Numerous bureaucracies and agencies that are often duplications of efforts, conflicting policies. The larger and more complex the government gets, the more opportunities there are for waste, fraud, mismanagement. And this leads to, of course, a lack of accountability and a feeling among us, the citizens, that our tax dollars are not being put to good use. And as I always say, whatever the names of these big bureaucracies are, they're usually the anti of whatever they're supposed to be. The Department of Education is anti-education. The Department of Energy is anti-energy. Now, of course, big government is often oppressive and restricts individual freedoms and liberty. A large and powerful government is able to impose strict regulations and laws, often at the expense of personal liberty. This can be seen in the restriction of individual rights, such as the freedom of speech, religion, and the press. And of course, we're seeing all of that under this Department of Justice, all of that under this administration in the White House. In addition, big government often results in the growth of the police powers. Oh, have we seen that lately? I think so. Which can be used to infringe on personal privacy and, of course, civil rights. Ask Mark Houck if he's seen any of that. Third, big government can have a negative impact on the economy. Heavy government regulations can stifle innovation and entrepreneurship and create an environment in which businesses are less likely to invest and then, of course, create jobs. The high tax burden associated with our big government can also discourage investment and then, again, discourage economic growth. Big government always leads to corruption and the abuse of power. With so much control over the lives of us, the citizens, there is a great temptation for politicians and bureaucrats to use their power for personal gain. And that can be trading stocks or anything else. If you haven't seen my video on that yesterday, go check it out, because timing is an impeccable thing when it comes to certain members of Congress and certain speakers of the House. And I'm not talking about Kevin McCarthy. This can result in the abuse of tax dollars, the manipulation of the legal system, I think we've seen that, and the erosion of public trust in government. And that's clearly what we see right now. And who is it that heads all of this broken, ineffective, unsatisfactory government right now? That's right. That's going to be the person who gives the State of the Union address, and that's Joe Biden. And as for optimism, Joe Biden doesn't have much company there either, as according to Gallup, 71% of Americans think the country is on the wrong track. The State of the Union address has a long and rich history dating back to the earliest days of the American Republic. Over the years, it has evolved into a major event in American politics, providing the president with a platform to outline their legislative priorities, discuss national security, and address the American people on a range of important issues. Despite its controversies, the State of the Union remains an important tradition in American politics and a symbol of the president's role as a leader of the country. What happens when most of the American people think the president is more of the problem than the solution? Well, we'll just have to wait to see this year, a week from today. The State of the Union, folks, Joe Biden. Now, all of those memorable moments I told you about this year, I don't know if, look, here's the deal. Not a joke. I don't know if any of those are going to go down in history as memorable moments, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. And remember, MyPillow 2.0 is a sponsor of this video. Check them out, mypillow.com/LFS6B, and use our code LFS6B at checkout for buy one, get one free while supplies last. It's a great way to support the show. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe and follow, depending on where you're watching this video on social media. We appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.